Right now, we're going inside the trenches to meet two fighters, George Decatrell and Karen Wild, co-founders of the Long Island Candle Factory. Their story will inspire you, I promise. It's going to inspire you to go for your dream. Take a look at them.
All the candles we make ourselves, we hand pour them from scratch. It means we melt the wax, we mix the dye, we make all these different colors. I decided, you know, I really want to do something else for myself, and I just had it with the business that I was in, and I just needed to move on.
Right now we're going to make a few Montauk Mist candles. So we add the oil, and then we go and pour it. After mixing it, we pour it, come over to a glass. I was crying and I said, I lost my job. And all I could think about is I have this house here on Long Island, I have 2 kids, and how am I going to do anything? Add the final ingredient, which is the wick. And we do that for about 400 candles each and every day. Did you use 2 pieces of tissue?
What's the difference? Right here, you're looking at the couch I sleep on. What I did over the time of getting this business started is when we had the opportunity to work here, I gave up my home, put my stuff in storage, sold my furniture and what I had, and came here. Lay right here, and in a few hours, it's 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, I get right up and I walk right over to where work all happens. But to be honest with you, you know, it's much more than that for me. I mean, I think I'm lucky to have a room where I do sleep and work so close. I get to work as often as I need to, which if it's 3 o'clock in the morning, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. In trying to make this huge company, we found one of the greatest days is just making a pamphlet that looked like a pamphlet should look like. I would spend hours trying to put a picture in the middle of this front of the pamphlet, and in trying to do that, I would feel like I'm trying to build a multi-million-dollar company here, and I can't put a picture on the front of a pamphlet.
I would write a paragraph and say, okay, here you go, fix it like you want it. And then he would reword it and then read it back to me, and then we'd reword it 12 times.
At the end of the day, whatever we both agree on is what we always move forward on.
There were some months in the summer when our business was slow where there was no paycheck to be had. And I would cry and sit by myself and wonder, what am I doing? There's no paycheck here for me. How am I going to support myself? So I'm not making the money I was making, but the trade-off to that is really, it's part of the American dream. It's being able to be yourself and live your life like you want to. You can dictate how you live your life while following a dream. Long Island Candle Factory. What we really wanted was to open a shop, which we finally were able to, as of last winter, finally had enough money to just take this tiny little shop and make it our home. We put in the floor, we put in the ceiling, we put in the lights, we picked out the furniture, we put it together, we painted.
And at one point or another, we decided we're never going to be finished, so we threw a grand opening sign in front and just started to
and just said, let's go with it as it is.
Never in a million years would I ever imagine that I'd actually own a company and much more than that, a storefront where anybody can walk in or anybody can look up at the sign and say, that's George and Karen, Long Island Candle Factory. We'll do whatever it takes.